Hello! Are we live? Wait, let me check if we're actually live. I'm always a bit paranoid when it comes to that. I want to be a bit less paranoid in the new year and just trust myself, but you know what they say, better be late than sorry. I mean, better be safe than sorry. Better be late than sorry. I am a bit late. I'm 2 minutes late. I apologize. But welcome to the new year. Welcome to new year, new me. This is the type of resolution I set for myself. I want to change everything. I refer to as the last couple of years of content creation as season 1 of Jinyo, and season 2 is hopefully gonna be better in every regard. Right now, things are still going as they were last year because change doesn't happen overnight, right? I promised a bunch of things, but it's not like we can just snap with the finger and just implement all the changes that I want to implement in the new year. So if streams still feel a bit spontaneous, if streams still feel a bit unstructured, right? That is because, well, I am still in the midst of structuring everything and finding the right way to do things. Yeah, it's gonna take a while, obviously, but the most important part is that we have a goal to change everything, right? So that we're not just in German we say den Kopf in den Sand stecken, meaning just hide your head in the sand, meaning running away from all the issues that we have, right? We don't want to do that, and it will take a while. It will take a bit of time. Let me check real quick if we're live on YouTube. Yes, we're live on YouTube. This is fantastic. Yeah, usually, as I said, usually I would go live a bit sooner, right? I aim for 5 to 6 p.m. German time, which is like 12 p.m. Eastern time, right? And today it did not work because I had a ton of things to do, and it also started to snow. You know how I've been complaining about well, the world changing and us not seeing snow around Christmas anymore. It snowed today, and it's a very thick and very soft snow as well, so that comes with a bit of complications as well, right? So I did a little bit of snow shoveling, and overall it still relaxed me though. Usually snow doesn't mean doesn't come with positives, right? Because snow is just a pain in the ass. It's more dangerous to drive. Everything is a bit more complicated. But when I woke up today, I looked outside, told Lady Jin, look outside. And it was just winter wonderland. Absolutely beautiful. And very soothing to the brain. Hello, fanboy. Hello, Flemsy. Hello. Happy New Year, I should say. I mean, let's not say Happy New Year. Let's not start with that. We already said goodbye to the old year, and we said hello to the new year. Let's not start. It is the first stream of the new year, though. It is the very first stream of the new year, and because of that, things are gonna still look a bit like they did in 2025, as I said. Hope you're doing great, fanboy. How are you again in Danish? Hvordan går det? Or something like that. Hello, Cloudy. Hello. Welcome. As soon as I joined, there's an ad. God damn it. We're live on YouTube as well. Maybe I should mention that. I'm trying to always multi-stream if possible. If internet and connectivity allows it, right? Because we are still not on fiber. After so many years, we are still waiting on it. So on days where internet is a little bit slower, I might be Twitch only, but on days where, well, connectivity is good, like today, I will multi-stream. And I also decided to multi-stream everything. Meaning that if we do just chatting and we do a little bit of reactions, and then we end our streams by playing a bit of like a game, right? Whatever that may be, Fortnite, Dragon Ball, new indie game, new story game, whatever. I'm gonna multi-stream that as well, so I'm already changing the plans that I had in mind last year. It's because I think when we are riding on one lane when it comes to the video uploads, I don't think it is bad that we're doing variety on like in the YouTube streams. As far as I'm concerned, I think the algorithm might be like handling streams a bit differently than video uploads, so we can still run with the plan when it comes to the video uploads, but I think the live streams can just pretty much be our playground, or even on YouTube. This is not completely confirmed because nobody has confirmation when it comes to the YouTube algorithm, but I'm just hoping for the best. Anyway, hi Jinyo, hi Cloudy. I also saw the notification and I stopped what I was doing and immediately was like, yay Jinyo, thank you, appreciate that. I appreciate that you react in that way when you see the live notifications. I'm also very happy that you even received a notification because the notification system is usually a bit broken. Or maybe it's not broken, but sometimes it's like lazy. Sometimes it sends out notifications, sometimes it doesn't. Even if you do have the bell activated and if you do opt in for notifications, I have notification turned on for so many channels myself on YouTube, and I barely get any. And I'm not exactly sure if it's something like internal, because I'm using an iPhone. Maybe iPhone is just blocking notifications from YouTube internally, and it's not entirely YouTube's fault. I'm not exactly sure, but I rarely get any notifications when channels are going live. And same with Twitch, by the way. I use Android, I don't know. Oh, it would make a lot of sense if Android, since Android also belongs to Google, if Android is a bit more reliable in sending out notifications with their Google-related apps. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just happy that people show up because, first of all, we don't have a schedule for this week. I'll try my best to have a schedule set up for next week. I told you last year, which was 3 days ago, I told you that I will try my best to definitely increase output for everything this year. Increase output for streams, so I want to stream as much as possible. And I want to upload as many videos as possible. We're not gonna have a year like last year, where it was like one stream per week. That's just not enough. That's not enough for you, and that is not enough for me. And I enjoy streams way more than I do offline recording. I don't know about you. How you feel about that? Like, do you enjoy the streams more, or do you enjoy the video uploads a bit more? I don't like Google. It sounds too much like Goo-Goo. I think Google is a pretty memorable name. I have nothing against the word Google. There's a lot of things that Google does that I dislike, but the name itself I think was pretty genius. In fact, if you are looking for a brand name, right? This is a little bit, giving you a little bit of marketing 101. It should not exceed more than 6 or 7 characters. If your name exceeds more than 7 characters, immediately, just psychologically, it becomes less memorable. The most memorable brands on the earth have less than 5 or 6 characters. Obviously, there are always exceptions. You can always rely on me coming at some point during a live. That's nice. Streams preferably. I just like being able to talk to you. Same. There is something very beautiful about this active exchange with each other, because I'm not really left asking, right? The more I'm left asking and the more I'm left alone within my own brain, right? The worse it kind of gets, because when I'm uploading a video, for example, I'm just going to give you a very small example. But first, let me take a sip of my tea. Ist der Finger oben, wird man dich loben. Wait, what did I just try to say? Oh yeah, when I upload a video, and sometimes videos get views, like let's say a video gets 200 views, but 0 comments. then I don't really know whether you liked it or not. There could be a possibility where someone, let's say Cloudy or Femboy, they watched my video and you liked it, but you didn't comment anything because you just watched it and you didn't feel like you had to add something to the video. To me, it might appear like you didn't like it enough to comment, right? But I don't have the same kind of issues when I'm having a live stream, because I basically see it directly whether you like something or not. There is active feedback with live stream. That's why I love live streams so much, because it makes me be less in my own head. Like I'm not second guessing myself. I'm not doubting myself when I'm live, because I don't have the time to. I cannot just stand here, stay silent, and beat myself up internally, because I know that people are currently watching, right? And my brain doesn't allow me to be negative. It's cool. It's cool. It's like the perfect the perfect medicine for people with ADHD. It's like you cannot overthink while you're live. I want T2. I wish I could offer you some through the screen. Maybe in 10 years, Femboy, maybe I can... In 10 years, technology will be far enough so I can just... Like, you can reach through your screen and get a little bit of my tea. I'm drinking black tea today. Usually in the evening, I try a mix of, like, fruit tea. Doesn't matter which one. Apple, strawberry, peach, or green tea. Today it's black tea because I want to like stay awake a bit, and black tea it does usually have a bit of like a coffee effect. Me too, I love tea. Tea is awesome. Jinyo, I'm always gonna comment because your content is peak cinema. Thank you, I appreciate that, Cloudy. I'm watching you be positive. Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying my best to be as positive as possible. Obviously, I'm human, even though you only get to see the VTuber part of myself, but there's a real human behind the screen, and sometimes I just get overwhelmed by negative emotions, like every human does. Only difference is that you're usually not live while you are being overwhelmed by negative emotions, right? And sometimes I am live when this happens, so I'm basically recording myself. It's like a diary almost, recording myself being negative sometimes. It happens, but no more. As I said, we leave the past behind. The last 5 years, that was season 1 of Jinyo, and the next 5 years is going to be season 2. And in most cases, not in all cases, there are always exceptions, but in most cases, season 2 is better than season 1. And season 3 is better than season 2. There's usually a good progression when it comes to that. There are exceptions. I mean, for example, Game of Thrones, fantastic. Like, season 2 was better than season 1. Season 3 was better than season 2. Season 4 was better than season 3. Season 5 was better than season 4. And then it kind of went a bit downhill. So there are exceptions to the rules. I'm also watching you when you're not live. I'm in your closet. I highly doubt it, because my closet is filled with Lady Jin's clothes. I barely have a spot for myself. You wouldn't fit here. And then I also have the old Panda stuff still in the closet. And on top of my closet is all of my tech gadgets that I used to use, or I'm still using. So there's literally not enough space here to hide. I'm in your walls. Hello, Krogly. Hello. Welcome to the stream, Krogly. Welcome to the first of many streams in this wonderful year. I'm still so drunk on New Year's motivation. It's a very good feeling. Things might look very different in a couple of months from now, but right now I'm still very high on this new year, fresh start, many ideas, many possibilities. Like 11 months from now, things could be very different. Hopefully not. Knock on wood. I want to keep this type of positivity, and I want to keep this type of mentality if possible. sorry for slurping, but when I'm making a slurping noise, people who watch the VOD afterwards, they understand why my VTuber makes these like dumb motions, right? Because when I'm drinking, sometimes the VTuber does this, and it just looks stupid. But when I make this very obvious slurping noise, people understand. Oh, okay, he's drinking, and because he's drinking, he's moving his head out of frame, and because he's moving his head out of frame, his VTuber does some stupid stuff. I'm drunk. I'm also drunk. It is Saturday, and it's Saturday evening, so that's okay. Okay. I'm not against alcohol at all. I love drinking as well, but I'm usually only like an event drinker. Birthdays, parties, sit-ins, in like a social environment, right? Maybe like a cold beer or something like that at a very, very, very long day. But I'm not a wine drinker either, like Lady Gin, for example. I can go weeks, literally weeks, without a sip of alcohol. I don't need it. The only thing that I'm addicted to, and this is something I'll never be able to let go because it's just so delicious, is zero sugar sodas. And I hope, like, there are already studies suggesting that it might not be as like nice, right? I'm well aware that water is the best thing that you can put in your body, but I think zero sugar sodas, even if they do happen to have some like negative benefits, or not negative, can you say negative benefits? Negative thingies. Effects. Negative effects on your body, like 40 years from now. I think the negative effects on your body are still gonna be less severe than if I would drink sugary soda for the next 40 years, you know? Obviously, water's still the best, but if there's something that is like my guilty pleasure, it's a zero sugar soda. I'm just upset. I have school in 2 days and I'm not excited. I would say you should maybe focus on the things that you can be excited about. Even though I was always the same when it came to school, right? Every single time the vacation was over, I got depressed. I wasn't really a happy student. As I told you, just only in my last 2 years in school, I ended up being a very fantastic student. But everything before that was just horrible. But the one thing that always made me happy going back to school was just seeing my friends. So maybe try to focus on that. Oh, hello, Kitsune! Hello, hello, hello. Do we have a shout-out command on YouTube? I'm not exactly sure. I haven't like used any of the YouTube commands in a while. Let me just try. If not, everyone please check out Kitsune Anime's channel. We have a celebrity right now in our community, in our stream. It's fine if you don't. It does work on Twitch. So on Twitch it actually gives you a twitch.tv/Kitsune Anime YouTube. But I assume you don't have a Twitch account, right? I have to socialize with my friends, and I know all my friends will hug me, and I'm gonna crash out. My friends are the reason I don't want to go back. What? I don't, but I'm sure that account is lovely as well. Yeah, everyone check out Kitsune Anime YouTube on Twitch, but also on YouTube. How's it going, Kitsune? What have you been up to? Hello, Sans. Hello. Hello, hello. I'm actually currently doing something illegal. Psst, psst, psst. I'm sharing a secret with you. I'm not supposed to merge chats. So YouTubers and Twitch chatters are not supposed to be in the same window. I already separated it for my other scenes, but for the just chatting scene, it's still merged. I'm gonna change that next time. But we're currently, like, we're criminals currently. Nobody has to know. I mean, channels do get banned for that. It's crazy. Hello, Sounds. Hello. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? How's it going? How is you, Kitsune? Naughty, naughty. Yeah, sometimes we gotta live life on the edge. Yeah, but like, I mean, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. If anyone knows, we have to put witness down. No witnesses left alive. No witnesses, no crime. It's as easy as that. I hope everyone is doing great, and I hope everyone slid into the new year in the most perfect way possible. Subjectively, I'm saying subjectively because objectively, there's some shit going on the world, especially when you woke up today. We're not gonna talk about politics, but you woke up and more shit is happening, which is very unsettling. So I hope, at least personally for you and for your life, things are going great. I'm very, very positive. As I told you, I'm still very high on the New Year's motivation, and that is a very good feeling. I wish we could be as happy and as motivated throughout the entire year. It feels very good. I feel energetic. I feel powerful. I feel like I can accomplish everything and completely turn around the content creation path within 12 months, but we all know that the reality is that it's much harder and a lot of work is required. I'm good, about to do some voiceover. Just wanted to say, hey, I'll probably have your stream open while I edit. That is absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much, man. This is so surreal to me, man, Kitsune. For me, I mean, you said no, but for me, you are pretty much like YouTube royalty, right? You are one of the bigger creators that I'm actually like inspired by. And to see someone like yourself just hang around in my chat. Sorry for doing so much ass kissing or glazing, how the kids say these days, but it's just surreal to me. It's a very, very cool feeling. Also, speaking about or talking about speaking things into existence, when we had our New Year's stream, and I finished my New Year's stream, right? Kitsune, you know who commented on my videos for the first time ever? Bonsai Pop, another big creator. I'm starting to feel like the real Avatar and like collecting all the anime YouTubers on my channel. Like that was like 1 hour after I finished my New Year's stream. He came in and commented, and I was like, holy shit, this is such a weird coincidence because we just talked about you, basically. It's not a crime if no one knows. That is true. Are you high? Then let me give you a 5. I'm not high on that, but I am currently very high because I told myself that no matter what happened in the last 5 years, I've been doing this for 5 years, and you know how weird it feels when your first year in content creation was your most successful, right? And I was basically spending the last 4 years chasing my first year as a content creator, right? It feels a bit like a one-hit wonder. It must be depressing for a one-hit wonder. Imagine you go viral with the one song and then you just crash out. That's kind of how I felt with content creation, because my first year as a streamer was also during the highs of COVID, right? Everyone was locked in, everyone was at home. I jumped basically within a year to 20 CCV, and then it was a steady downhill from there, right? I could not keep the momentum. It was going lower and lower and lower and lower, and with each year I also got more, you could say, like, depressed when it came to content, because I did not have any ambitions anymore. In my first year I was like, sky's the limit, who gives a shit, like, if we can achieve 20 CCV, I can be a partner next year. I'm gonna aim for partner. But the following years always, like, my ambition and also my goals were always downscaled to a point where I did not even aim for 5 concurrent viewers anymore. Like, my goals were completely deleted, and if you have no goals, there's a pretty wise phrase, but I forgot how it went. I think it goes something along the lines of a dream without a goal. Wait, let me Google it. A dream without is it a dream without a plan is just a wish, or something like that? A dream without a goal, a vision without a goal, something along the lines. You know, you get what I mean. So that is basically how I felt in the last 2 years. Is like I had no goals left anymore. I was just cruising. And this is why I want to just say goodbye to the last 5 years. That was season 1. We'll grow and learn and try to learn out of our mistakes. And the next 5 years, that is season 2 of Jinyo. And I want to do it right this time around. And I want to aim for higher things again. I'm not trying to be delusional, but I'm also not gonna devalue myself anymore, as I did in the last couple of years. So we're gonna aim for 20 CCV for this year, and if we reach 10, that's good. If we reach 5, that's also good. But at least we're gonna have a goal again. At least we're gonna strive for something again. And I want to build a community. I want to build a wholesome community, and a community that shares the same values and is just this little piece of joy in an ocean of negativity that's currently going on in the world. As I said, I don't aim for fame. I just want a sizable community that we can do shit with. I'll have checked them out. Please do. Bonsai Pop is really cool. It's a duo, and they do anime essays, and the cool thing about all of the essayists, whether that's Kitsune, whether that's Bonsai Pop, whether that's Gigak, or Mother's Basement, they kind of, if you think about it, it's the same type of content, right? But because every human is unique and everyone has a unique perspective on things, everyone could make a video about One Piece, but everyone's video will be different. So that's one thing that is pretty cool about this entire, I would say, field of YouTube or anime essays, because there's a war going on between the Dragon Ball fans and the One Piece fans on Twitter, and then there's people like me who say both are cool. Preferably, like, just my personal preference, Dragon Ball I think is cooler, way cooler. But it's not like I'm hating One Piece. It's like you don't have to put something down just because you like another thing better, right? I just saw Roger Clark is live. He's the VA for Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption 2. Very cool. Have you ever seen One Piece? Oh, yes. However, Kitsune, I have to make an confession. I've been watching One Piece pretty much since middle school. The thing is, I've always had like a love and hate relationship with One Piece because I don't read the manga. I'm basically anime only. But I've always like took breaks from One Piece because I absolutely hate the pacing. I think the pacing is so good. I'm a bit on the opposite side of thinking that a long story, like a story is good because it's long, right? I'm more of a fan of, especially as I'm getting older, I'm more and more fan of the seasonal animes. Like, this is also one of the reasons why I couldn't finish the Naruto anime, Shippuden anime. I switched to the manga around like when the final war arc started in Shippuden. I had to switch to the manga because they added so many fillers that I just lost my patience. Like, there's some animes who really drag the episodes to a point where it gets unwatchable, and I think I think Naruto was one of those culprits. Naruto Shippuden had so many fillers about characters that nobody gave a shit about. I do not mind fillers when they actually give a little bit of like background information on characters that are actually important to the story. Like I'm happy to watch 20 episodes about Itachi. I think Itachi was a very tragic character in the show. I don't mind watching the background story of how Minato and I forgot the name of Naruto's mom met. That is all enrichment, right? It not only it doesn't move the current story forward, but it makes you appreciate Naruto more, like as a character. But do I need to know about random ass ninja from the hidden mist village that nobody knows about? Like, there are so many fillers in Naruto which made zero sense. Nobody cared, did not move the story forward, it did not enrich any character's story as well. So yeah, to get back to my original point, I did take a break from One Piece again, but it's always happened in the past where I would binge watch like 50, 80 episodes, and then I get to a point where the pacing annoys me, and then I take a break, and then I come back. Currently, I'm on my biggest break from One Piece yet, because I haven't watched in more than a year, maybe even 2 at this point. I basically stopped at the beginning of the Wano arc, which is kind of unfortunate because people say that the anime basically reaches the next level during and after the Wano arc. So I basically stopped at the best point. I already saw Gear 5, so I kind of got spoiled a bit in some regards, but I'm gonna continue watching it. But currently, I just enjoy the more seasonal ones. Like Dandadan, I love Dandadan. Dandadan immediately became one of my top 5 animes of all time. I didn't think that an anime would, or a manga, would catch me like Dandadan did at my age, because it's like it's teenagers, right? It's teenage love. It is also like sci-fi. It is supernatural powers, and I thought that I would be a bit too old already for these types of tropes or for these types of stories, and then Dandadan came around, and it immediately got me. I should probably eat food. I missed some of your messages. I'm sorry, Sans and Claudia. I don't mean to ignore you, okay? It's just that once I start talking, it's hard to shut up. Just out of topic, Henry Cavill is going to be producing 40K Warhammer TV series. Yeah, I've read that Henry Cavill is a pretty cool nerd, in a good sense. Like he plays games and he really cares about the franchises that he represents, like The Witcher and whatnot. I think one of the reasons why he was kicked out from the Witcher series is because he cared too much for the source material, and that kind of pissed off the producer. Because he always told them, hey, that's not how it goes in the games. Like, you're doing things wrong, and I think it pissed off the producer so much that he got kicked out. Should probably eat food soon because it's lunch and I haven't eaten today. It's lunch for you, it's 10 p.m. for me, and I already had dinner. That's what type of world we are living in with different time zones. Do they seriously think Oda and Toriyama would appreciate their fans fighting over that shit? No! And not only did Ichiro Oda and also Kishimoto, the one who drew Naruto, or came up with Naruto, they said how much they adored Toriyama and how much Dragon Ball was an inspiration for them to start their animes. So I really don't understand why they need to be so toxic. But every fandom will have toxic fan bases. Every fandom has toxic members. It's just weird to me because I still remember a time where anime was considered, or mangas was considered to be something completely like not cool and nerdy, and now we have whole mainstream latching onto anime, and also fandoms fighting over which anime is cooler, right? It is. It's not like we nerds never argued what type of anime is the coolest, but now normal people are doing it, is what I'm trying to say. And with normal people, I mean people who usually don't watch anime. There are people who don't watch anything other than One Piece, for example, which is totally fine. I'm not a purist. I'm not trying to gatekeep anime. I'm just saying that I feel like those are usually the type who get into these conversations and try to shit on other stuff. Because I feel like if you watched both, you can appreciate both. You can obviously criticize anime as well, right? I have a lot of criticism for One Piece. The pacing, as you said, right, and you would agree, is abysmal. Yeah, it is horrible, and that is something that we can criticize, but it doesn't mean that we hate the manga or the show itself. I'm pretty sure they show Sasuke's backstory a total of 3 times, the full flashback. I hate all the filler they did after Madara did the Infinity Tsuyokomi. I don't blame you at all. I also love Dandadan. I'm worried for those huge channels that are specifically One Piece content. What are you gonna do when it ends? That is true. That is true, but to be totally honest with you, something like that doesn't just end. It will still provide many years of content. Maybe they're gonna do spin-offs. There's currently a director's cut in work that is picked up by a different anime studio. I'm not exactly sure which one, but they're basically doing a filler-less version of One Piece. The One Piece, is that what the new show will be called? There's some pretty nasty rumors surrounding that show. Is that the reboot? Is that the one that will have basically no fillers? I thought it's more it's gonna be more like Dragon Ball Kai. Because Dragon Ball Kai was also a remastered version of Dragon Ball Z. And Dragon Ball Z had 300 plus episodes, and Dragon Ball Kai basically condensed it to 100 and I think 27 or 28 or so episodes. But the problem I had with Kai, I tried to show my nephew and turn my nephew into a Dragon Ball fan. He does like anime, so that's already a plus. So I basically accomplished the mission. But he doesn't like older animes. Older animes and the new generation, the TikTok generation with the brain rot and the low attention spans, they cannot watch Goku scream for 5 minutes. That was cool for us. That is not cool for these kids. So I was like, you know what? We're gonna skip Dragon Ball, because I tried to watch Dragon Ball with him, the OG Dragon Ball. He could not pay attention, and unfortunately also Dragon Ball did not really age that well, not for a new audience. I appreciate it because I grew up with it, so it's part of my childhood. But I was like, okay, you know what? Around the tournament time, when Dragon Ball really gets good, he wasn't interested anymore. So I was like, okay, we're gonna skip it. We're gonna jump right into Dragon Ball Z. But I couldn't let him watch the OG Dragon Ball Z because it had a ton of fillers. So I was like, we're gonna watch Dragon Ball Kai. And Dragon Ball Kai, first of all, he stopped as well, so we couldn't even get past the Saiyan arc, the Saiyan saga. And second of all, while it does look better, they changed the voice actors for the German dub in Dragon Ball Kai, and I'm not exactly sure why they did that, because I think the German dub of Goku is one of the best voices out there. I think I prefer it over the original Japanese one, which is rare. Usually I prefer the original, but with Dragon Ball, I really like Goku's German voice. And with Dragon Ball Kai, they used a different voice actor. I love OG Dragon Ball. I love OG Dragon Ball too. I'm very proud of you, Cloudy Tiger, that you still can enjoy older shows. Because I sometimes feel very... I feel like... I don't know if you ever tried to watch something that you grew up with a younger sibling or a younger cousin or a nephew of yours, and they don't enjoy it. That is a different kind of pain, I swear. When I started try to watch Dragon Ball with him, and I noticed that he is trying so hard to do something other than pay attention. It felt like I'm torturing him, and it also felt like I'm not doing him a favor, right? Showing him the show. So at some point I basically gave up. But at least he enjoys stuff like Jujutsu Kaisen, Blue Lock we watched together. So the modern stuff, the newer stuff, he does like, thankfully. So I did turn him into an anime fan, just not like he cannot watch the older stuff. I watched first series of Dragon Ball and a lot of older stuff, Elfenlied, OG Berserk. That is cool. My one major issue with Kai is that I think the redrawn frames are kind of distracting. I did not really pay attention to that, maybe because I still was like in nostalgia mode. What annoyed me the most were the voices. I couldn't really pay attention to what was happening on the screen because Goku just had such an annoying voice. Same with Vegeta. I gotta go. Goodbye, everyone. Have fun. You too, Cloudy. See you next time. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna have another stream, and then we're gonna play something as well. I have a bunch of games lined up that we can play tomorrow. Either we play something together, or you watch me play something. I have many options. First, we're gonna take a look at stuff that I liked on Twitter. Bunch of funny things, and then maybe we're gonna react to a video as well. I still have like 3 or 4 videos lined up that I need to react to, and the whole point of increasing streaming times was that we react together, so I can just take the stuff from the stream and upload it and not do offline recordings, because once I go back to offline recordings, then I can do less streams, and I don't want that. Some of the original animation cells were damaged, so they redrew them and put them with the original frames, and it's just kind of distracting. But other than that, I love Kai. Fortunately, most of the English VAs returned. That is very, very good. The thing is, one of the things that I wanted to say regarding like One Piece longevity, they are kind of, I would say, lucky. I'm gonna knock on wood that all the voice actors are still, still there, still willing to work. Because I think that is also one of those major gripes I have with telling a very, 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 very long story. There are kids who like drop dead tomorrow, right? Or drop dead yesterday, who never got to see the ending of one of their favorite shows. I feel like Oda really needs to start wrapping it up. I kind of like the idea that all of humanity is basically experiencing a long, long journey together. But to me, a really, really good story also includes like being rewatchable. Like rewatchable. I don't know how many times I've watched Dragon Ball. And Dragon Ball is not the shortest show either, right? But I feel like if you have like 1,000 plus episodes, and by the time Dragon Ball One Piece is ending, we're probably gonna be close to 1,500 or so, because now they are seasonal, right? For the first time in 30 years, they turned into a seasonal format, so we're gonna get a couple of episodes per season now. I don't know how many they are aiming for, maybe 30, 40 episodes. I don't know how many episodes are left, to be honest. Like, how many arcs are left? Is that already, like, do we know? Did Oda say when the story's gonna wrap up? Luffy's VA said they should recast Luffy for the new anime, and they declined. They declined? How can you decline something like that? Isn't she already, like... She's in her 80s, right? How can you decline the wishes of an 80-year-old or 70? Pretty sure after Elbaf, that's when it's gonna start to slow phase of wrapping up based on what they said at Jump Fest. I honestly don't know what the One Piece is at this point. I had many theories, but like at first I said the One Piece is probably gonna be the joy that you had along the way, like along the journey. And then one of my members, I still remember, like when I discussed this like 2 years ago, one of my community members said that Oda specifically said that it's not gonna be that. It's not gonna be that cliche, the One Piece is the friends we made along the way, so it's definitely gonna be something physical. Me and my sister have this funny inside joke about what the One Piece is. What is it? in your opinion? I mean, nobody knows, right? Maybe the One Piece is just Luffy. Maybe that's his name. Maybe when he was born, they just called him One Piece, and Gold Roger was like, "Oh yeah, that's my boy." I mean, not his boy, but not his son. But maybe it's a, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think it's gold either. Maybe it's a truth. Maybe it's knowledge. Yeah, it's actually Gold Roger's left testicle. And when Roger was being executed, he was trying really hard not to laugh at how much people were taking it seriously. It could actually, like, I know you mean this as a joke, but it could actually just be a joke. It could actually just be a joke between Gold Roger. I mean, I don't know at this point. I really don't know. We're just gonna see. People also said that the One Piece is gonna end up being like getting rid of the not just the world government, but also like the physical the physical separations of the seas. So you're not gonna have East Blue anymore and shit like that. So it's basically gonna be One Piece at the end. So gonna be basically the all blue, what Sanji is looking for. Once they get rid of the world government, they unite all oceans. They get rid of the red line, and then it's gonna be one world, united world with no physical separations anymore, and that's gonna be One Piece. But that would be too easy, I think. And we have this joke that when Luffy finds the testicle, he's going to cherish it and wear it on a necklace around his neck. I read a theory a couple of years ago about the One Piece being an afro, like a toupee. For some reason, I do not exactly remember why, but apparently there's evidence that it's just gonna be an afro, and it goes back all the way to the Davy, what was it called, Davy Jones fight with the Foxy Pirates. That there's like a common theme with the afro, and Joy Boy or whatever also wore one. I'm not exactly sure, but there are so many theories out there. I don't think destroying the red line will be the One Piece. I think that that will be a byproduct of finding it. Oh yeah, that could be true as well. We don't know, but the thing is, also one thing that I said when I was criticizing like the length of One Piece is that at this point people have so many expectations that Oda really needs to pull, like Oda really needs to like create and craft the perfect ending, otherwise it will piss people off. It is so hard to end a show, and any show, this goes for live action as well. This isn't just for anime. Wrapping up a show is very difficult to do, and I think only a handful of shows ever did it in the perfect way. Even one of my favorite shows of all time, which is The Sopranos, did a horrible job, I feel like, in wrapping up the show. I think the last season was horrible, and the final episode, which I'm not gonna spoil, was just, that was such a disservice to the beauty that was The Sopranos. I think Breaking Bad is one of those few excellent shows who also wrap the show up in an excellent way. There are, as I said, there are a few shows who actually manage to do it, and the longer a show goes, the higher the expectations of a perfect ending. I'm sure the One Piece is going to be something really underwhelming and funny on the surface, but much more important in the details. It would be funny if the One Piece, as you said, would be something very underwhelming on the surface, and then actually there's maybe, let's say the One Piece is, for example, just a piece of paper. A piece of paper, and everyone laughs, the show ends, everyone's like, what the fuck? All the pirates just fought for a piece of paper, and nobody gives a shit. And then it turns out, once the story wraps up, and everyone goes back home, right? The camera zooms in to that piece of paper, and there's one tiny whiny line that people did not read or did not see. And then the narrator reads out the line, and boom, that kicks a flashback 200 years earlier, and it's, I don't know, it's Joy Boy writing the line on the paper, and that is also like tied to something more significant. Yada yada yada. We jump back into the present, and a kid grabs the piece of paper, reads the line, and then we jump into the to be continued screen, but we actually never, or not the to be continued, it will just say the end. Basically a little cliffhanger. Something, it would be nice if people actually don't know what the One Piece is when they see it, and it only gets revealed by rewatch. Maybe that would be cool. Imagine we get to see what the One Piece is, and we only understand it by going back and rewatch the show with the phrase in mind, or with whatever the One Piece is. I think for sure that's what it will be. Roger laughed when he saw it. What could the One Piece be? I'm pretty sure, like, no matter what it will be, there will be a lot of people who will be disappointed by it, because right now there is a bunch of people with many theories and a lot of wishful thinking. I think a lot of people want the One Piece to be one thing, and when it doesn't come true, they're gonna be pissed. So good luck to Oda. I hope he doesn't receive death threats like a lot of showrunners do when a show ends. Maybe the One Piece is just not gonna be anything. Who knows? Maybe we'll never get to see the One Piece. That would be very bold to do as a creator. Okay, I'm gonna start working already. I didn't mean to hold you off from work. I'll keep you on while I'm working. Have a good night. You too, Kitsune. Thank you so much for being here and stopping by. I love these types of situations and conversations, because they were not planned at all. And now you planted something in my brain to think about and talk about. It's the beauty of a stream. Immediate feedback and exchange. I'm back with a bowl of chicken and rice. Nice. Are you weightlifting, Crowley? You're fine. It was my fault. I was getting distracted. Yeah, but still, thank you for your distraction and good luck with your work. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Bon chance. Alrighty. I'll make sure to also create a shout out command for the YouTube side. That works. I gotta do so much work on the channel, because I need to separate the chats, and I also need to have separate alerts for YouTube. I basically gave up on multi-streaming. That's why I don't have all of these things anymore. But since we're back to multi-streaming, gotta go back to doing all of that stuff as well. And it takes time. And currently, I would rather just spending the time with you guys. instead of just doing all the offline stuff. I know the offline stuff is required, but sometimes I just don't feel like it. Sometimes I'd rather just press start the live stream and just be live and talk about live and do the offline stuff later. There's always gonna be a time for that. There's always gonna be something that I need to work on for the channel. It's like a never-ending construction site, this channel. Alrighty, let me restart the playlist. I have written a list for things to do for today's stream, but I cannot find the list anymore. Very, very, very typical. Very, very typical. Oh, there was something I wanted to talk about which is a bit more severe, but I would say we just skip that. We just skip it entirely. There are some updates that were done by like Twitter's AI Grok, and it created like a very disgusting and revealed a very disgusting part of humanity, which I wanted to talk about because I think it's very, very important to talk about these kinds of things. So, but maybe we're gonna do it tomorrow. Maybe if we have time and we're willing to engage in these types of serious topics, we can do it tomorrow. I don't want to vague post right now, right? But it is about consent. It is about your online, basically your what you share online and how society has kind of went downhill lately with what is being considered normal and what isn't. So it's a very deep topic that is also very dear to me. But we're gonna do it next time. Let's not ruin our Saturday. We can do it tomorrow if we feel like it. I'm not, but I have a lot of muscle because I help around a lot when I was a kid and it's just stayed. Nice. I was at a massage some time ago. Guy asked me what I was training because I have legs like steel and I'm just lazing around now. That is good. It could also mean that you have very, very, very good genetics and that you can just retain your muscle a bit better than other people. Also, if you're not overweight, right, just doing a normal, like just helping around the house and getting a couple of thousand steps in every day, that is pretty much enough to like lead a healthy life. The people who are screwed are people like myself who do office work, basically, who sit around a lot and also drive around for most of the part or most of the things that they need to get. So I'm not, even when I'm outside the entire day, I'm not using my legs as much as any other people would do. So I gotta do something additionally in order to get my steps in order to get back to a healthier balance. But that was also one of my personal goals that I want to have for this year. In our last stream, I was just discussing the goals that I have for the channel, but obviously I also have personal goals, IRL goals, and one of them is to get back in my ideal weight and also my ideal shape, because I'm still 10 kilograms over my ideal weight. So I'm very positive when it comes to that because I already started the work last year, and I already, like, I was more fit in 2025 than I was in 2024, so I don't have to restart the work, right? I don't have to start from scratch. So this is one of those, I feel like, easiest goals that I can achieve this year, is to just get back to my ideal weight. I've tons of, you don't believe how many sports items I have here at home. So by July, I feel like at the very least, I should be starting around March, when, like, once it gets a bit warmer again, ramping up intensity, and I should be, I don't put a deadline onto it, but if everything goes according to plan, and we never know because life is very, very like spontaneous, I think I'm back to my ideal weight around August, or should be at least. I'm overweight and Christmas screwed me a bit. That happens. No biggie. I was on a diet before Christmas to make room for food. Well, I used it. Overused it, I would say. 5 different cakes in house and hundreds of pierogies. Good God. Dude, I think this is like the way that humans are built. We are built in a way where we just store fat. That is totally fine. The most important part is that we get back to like get rid of the fat as well, right? So don't feel bad about it, even if you stay overweight. I don't want to put any like pressure on people. People are already pressure themselves enough. Everyone is aware that they need to lose weight when they are overweight, right? Nobody gets overweight behind their own backs. So I'm not gonna hear and preach and be like, oh, you gotta do this and you gotta do that, and if you don't do this, then you are just lazy, like a lot of these alpha male gurus are saying. No, take your time. Unless you like, the most important part is that you understand that a healthy life means that you are also physically healthy, not just mentally but also physically. And if you understand that and you're trying your best to work towards that, then that's totally fine. I'm proud of you, and you shouldn't worry about anything else, man. Don't be too hard on yourself. Everyone, I don't know a single person that did not gain weight during those COVID years, and some people are still like suffering from those years, right? Still trying to get back to old habits, or to beat the pounds that they gained during those years, or are also like dealing with some complications that they got because of that, those horrible years. I know a person who basically fell into depression because of the like pandemic and whatnot. So lots of people are still, even like many years after the fact, people are still fighting the things that they endured during those times. So don't worry about it. At least, like, if you're trying, that is already very, very good, or better than most people do, right? You're only losing when you give yourself up. That goes for everything in life. As long as you're fighting, I'm proud of you. And if you're giving up yourself, I'm still proud of you because you tried. But you should get back on your feet. Don't give up, man. Just like when you're playing a game of football, the game's not over until the referee blows the whistle. Life is not over until, if you believe in a god, for example, until the god blows the whistle, or death blows the whistle, right? So just keep going. Keep going. I was overweight for almost all my life, and I still am. There were only 1 year when I was fit, and we're even thinking about joining some running events, but my ankle got obliterated, and well, I spiraled back to being round. Almost can't run anymore, and got asthma because of allergy. I have asthma too. And running, actually, like even if when you are normal like weight, if you have the ideal weight for your size, running can be very detrimental for your ankles, because running really depends on the technique, the proper way of running. It sounds weird, but you really gotta be able to run the proper way for it to not cause issues on your joints. You also need the correct type of shoes for running, right? And in general, I would always suggest people, before they start running, right, to maybe try swimming, if that is an option for you. Swimming is much better for your joints, and it builds the same type of endurance that running does. And it's a whole body workout as well. And even if you're heavier, if you're a bit obese, or even very, very obese, it also helps you because of the water pressure, right? You don't have to carry your weight, so you can do a full body workout without having all of that weight on your joints. I know, but I have problems with joints and some of bones. It's more of that. And yeah, I came back to swimming, but got sick for a month. So yeah, break again. Okay, that's fine. That is totally fine. Croakley. But yeah, I would definitely, if you have issues with bones and joints, then I would definitely, Croakley, definitely advise you to go back to swimming. And when you get back into shape, Croakley, I would even advise you to do cold plunges, like actual, like, I don't know if you have a lake around you or so, just jump into the lake. And unless you have heart conditions, that is a different issues, right? Hey, Chomps! Hello, been a long time. Remember your boy? Of course I do. Of course, our little shark Chomps. How's it been? Happy New Year. Oh, I love it when older members come back, find their way back to our channel. Hello, hello. I told you. Generally speaking, we are a giant community already. It's just that we are spread throughout many time zones and many countries. I feel like at this point, I've had a member from every major country on this planet. I had several members, or still have several members from South America, North America, Europe, Asia. Like we like, if we could just get everyone in here at the same time, I think we already would be at the very least at like 20 or 25 concurrent viewers, if time zones were not a thing. Happy New Year to you too. Thank you so much, chums. How have you been? Where have you been? For now, I'll have to finish another rehabilitation and start swimming again. Maybe it will get better. It definitely will. I mean, I'm not a doctor, right? So you should always advise with your doctor when it comes to that, because I don't know. I have asthma, by the way, as well. My asthma is also being caused by, well, it's dust. It's Hausstaub. So dust that is, like dust triggers asthma, but I also for a long time had Belastbarkeits asthma. So when I strain my lungs a lot, like when I do physical workouts, my asthma could get triggered. I literally had like a physical limit when it came to, like, when I was still playing football. Sometimes my lungs were acting up, and I literally had to tell my coach, you have to substitute me. Like, I had to, otherwise I'll die, like literally. Because there is a point with asthma, and people who have asthma know what I'm talking about, where you really don't get enough oxygen that you need. Like, if you strain your body, like if you do physical activity, high intensity activity like sprinting, right? Not just running, but sprinting when you play football or do other sports, you need a lot of oxygen. Like you need that blood pumping, right? And your lungs at some point, they'll just be like, nope, you need 100% oxygen, I'll give you 40. And if you keep going, without using your asthma spray, right? I use salbutamol. I'm not exactly sure if you're using the same type of thing, but what it does is basically relaxes your lungs and basically allows you to get the full capacity again. But if you don't have that around, you're basically risking your life, because you're risking getting into like a lung collapse situation where your lungs shut down, and then your brain doesn't get enough oxygen, and then it's just a matter of time until you're either dead, or you get to a point where even if they resuscitate you, you will basically be disabled forever. I've been busy with life since I'm now in college and all. That's awesome. Congratulations, I'm also 18 now. Fantastic, chums. I mean, you should never really reveal your age online. No, like, it doesn't matter where you are. You are currently on YouTube, right? but still, please make it a habit to never share any personal information of yourself online. This VOD will be stored forever, chumps. Right? I'm not saying like nobody can do anything with your age right now, right? But imagine there's a hacker that gets information from your, I don't know, he gets access to your email account or something like that, and they have to insert your age, and then he just does a Google search or whatever, or uses AI or whatever tools to see if there's a combination of your name and the age that you stated somewhere, either on Twitter or on Twitch or on YouTube, and then they find the script for this video, and they see, he wrote in this chat in 2026 that he turned 18, so he must have turned 18 in 2025. That means he was born in, when were you born? 2008, right? And then he has your birth year, and maybe your birth year is also your password. I didn't say my birthday, so I'm good, I guess. No, okay, I'm just saying, this is just an extreme scenario that I'm building. I'm just saying that make it a habit to lie about your personal information in online spaces. I'm being serious. Don't feel bad about it. Just lie. just lie. If you're 18, say you're 17. You know what I mean? Like, if you're 18, say you're 19. Don't give them your actual informations. If your name is Apple, say your name is Oranges. Okay, sir, noted, be fake. Yes, especially nowadays, like it's getting very, very easy to hack into people's account and get their personal informations, because you know what? AI is helping you. AI is helping people to hack others. How do I know I told the truth though? Because I tend to attract people who are like me, and I'm also a dumbass, and I also revealed a ton of things online already. I'm very, very happy that I never really revealed my actual face, because I was thinking about it. I even had it like as like a channel reward. I think I at some point I said jokingly, like, if we reach like a million followers or whatever, I'm gonna do a face reveal. But with the new stuff that is going around with AI, and the fact that people normalize creating corn out of your bodies, you'll never get to see my face or my body. And I've also had the discussion like recently with Lady Jin and her Instagram accounts and whatnot, that like I'm starting to really hate the idea that there is images of her online, because people are just disgusting pieces of shit. People are currently normalizing, this is the one thing I didn't want to talk about, and that we can continue to talk about tomorrow, but the one thing I wanted to talk about is people normalizing a trend of basically creating sexual content of your images. They started doing that on Grok, and some women were complaining, and people were defending it. There was like a true lost faith in humanity moment that I had when I saw this. The overwhelming majority of people in the comments of the women complaining that they, like, people were using their normal ass photos, like photos where they were normally wear normal clothes, to create images of them in bikinis, micro bikinis, even nudes, right? Some did it for, you know, minors, people below the age of 18 and 21, and they're normalizing it. Some people, like, the argumentations that I read were, that is not your real body, like the AI image that was created of them is not their real body, so why do you care? Another one was, well, you're an OF girl, so like you're basically trying to justify it because she already has like nudes online. So it's like, They don't understand the concept of consent, right? It doesn't matter. You could be a corn star, right? But if you don't want your images that you put online, your clothed one, right, where you wear clothes, to be used in a sexual manner, that is your right. You own your images. That is something that people don't understand, because I saw these dumbasses, literal dumbasses, scums of the earth and scums of the planet, scums of humanity, try to argue, well, you basically agreed to the TOS, and if you upload an image to Twitter, it basically belongs to Twitter. It's like public what is it called? Public property or whatever. But that is not how consent works, and that is also not how the TOS works. You cannot, if you upload an image where you're fully clothed, right? Even if you completely like give away your rights to that image, to the platform that you're uploading your image to, that still does not make it legal for others to turn it into sexual content. That is illegal. No matter how many TOSs you agree to, that is illegal in every country. It is, consent laws exist, and those consent laws don't stop on the internet. People are so stupid, and they commit crimes, and everyone is applauding them. It is being normalized, and I thought we as humans, we might have agreements and disagreements for a lot of things. I thought at least this is where we would all, with 100% agree with one another, that this is something that is an absolute no-go. Even for the people who have nudes online, because like if they don't agree to it, they don't agree to it. That doesn't give you the right to do it. Like I get so angry talking about it because they felt so in the right and so justified for doing that. Those are creeps admitting that they are creeps in front of the entire world, and they get thousands of likes. This is something I really don't understand anymore, and I also fear that this will create an entire generation of complete creeps. Like they're basically currently normalizing creep behavior. Internet has gotten way out of hand. Thanos was right a moment. Thanos was 100% right. Gooners are scary. That is not gooning anymore. I think everyone can be horny on the internet. You can jerk off every single day. I don't give a fuck. But jerk off to the content that was consented to. Go to P-Hub and jerk off to the shit that all of the people involved creating the video, right, consented to. Right? But don't jerk off and don't create sexual images of people who don't want it. Who express that they don't want it. That's even worse. There's some people who got their images taken and being sexualized, and then they went to Twitter basically telling them, hey, stop doing it. They did not even like say it in an aggressive way, right? Even though it would be their right, but they were like, hey, could you please stop creating bikini photos of my fully clothed images, please? And the reply some of these women's received, that is where like my last piece of faith in humanity completely broke. I know that Twitter doesn't represent humanity, but it is a percentage of humanity, and some of these replies got thousands of views and likes, not views, sorry, likes. Basically telling them it's your fault. It's your fault that I am a creep. It is your fault that you put an image online or uploaded an image online, and me getting tempted to use your image and create a nude out of it. It's your fault, not mine. That is basically what happens on Twitter, and I couldn't believe my eyes. Like what is happening here? I remember there being a meme saying PH has like maths classes and Minecraft videos because they pay better or something. Oh yeah, that is actually true. I saw that same meme as well. It's not actually a meme. PH actually, I think they pay like $1,000 per 10k views or something like that. Whereas on YouTube, depending on what kind of category you are in, because there's like for gaming, I think gaming has one of the lowest CPMs where they pay you like $2 or so per 1,000 clicks. So 10,000 clicks would be like $20, right? There's a huge difference between PH and YouTube. I'm just like baffled by this, by how it got normalized, and how people are arguing that it is the people's fault that they are uploading images online. I actually like, this is one of my posts, and I stand by it, and I said I genuinely hope that those who use Grok to make nudes from people's images without their consent get sued into oblivion. I hope those people lose everything, and I'm not even joking, man. Like, normal humans don't do this to each other. If you have a mother, if you have a sister, if you have an auntie, if you have a niece, if you have a wife, if you have a girlfriend, it doesn't matter. If you just know women or know girls, right? You don't even have to be related to them or have a relationship with them, right? If you just know them, you know that this is an absolute disgusting and creep behavior, and I really hope that they get met with heavy punishment. If some of those people who created these like bikini photos, micro bikinis, not even full nudes, I don't care, but even the bikini ones, if they get like a 3-year, 4-year jail sentence, I wouldn't think that it would be too harsh, to be totally honest. It's basically, people don't want to go that far, but if you really think about it, it's digital SA. Like, in what world? Like, who taught these people? Who raised them? Like, in what makes you think? In what world do you think that this is normal and this is okay? Like, it's like people's brains get completely shot online. Everything is, it's like everything is allowed online at this point. I wish I could just show you just an example. Maybe I'm just gonna write Grok and then consent and then see if I can just show you an actual reply to those people. Look. Bro, sometimes I cannot believe it. Like, the concept of consent is really, really, really foreign to... Wait, where am I? Okay. Okay, so this person wrote, it should be illegal to use Grok to change my pictures without my consent. That is a very true and factual sentence, right? Nobody can disagree with this. It should be illegal to use Grok to change my pictures without my consent. Without my consent, meaning you did not allow this platform to use your... At the end of the day, your body and your image still belongs to you. Just like your voice. It belongs to you. And no matter what these fucking companies write in their TOS, right? They cannot just use your likeness or your image. It's not their right unless you give consent. They cannot just because you're using their website and you agree to their TOS, it doesn't mean you just all of a sudden sell your rights of yourself as a persona. So if you're saying that you don't want this without your consent, that is she can sue. It is illegal. I don't fucking care whoever, like, ChatGPT lawyer wants to disagree with me. I can guarantee you in Germany I could sue you for this. Like, if you take an image of Lady Jin or myself, more likely Lady Jin and not myself, let's be real, and turn some like create nudity out of it, I can sue you. I can. If you don't see how weird and disgusting it is to do that, you're part of the problem. Okay, someone said didn't even know that was a prevalent thing. Okay, normal comment. this one. I think it should be illegal as soon as prostitutes is illegal. All of you OF B-word are ugly as F-word and provide nothing useful to society. She says, I don't have an OnlyFans. And I'm hot as freaks, so stay mad. Even if she did have an OnlyFans, it wouldn't change the fact that people cannot just use your image without your consent and do whatever they please with it. I don't understand why this is such a hard concept to grasp nowadays. It should be the most common of all senses, is that when you place an image online, that people cannot do like dirty stuff with it. No matter if you're male or female either, it does not matter. And I'm not talking about memes either, right? Like if people are creating memes out of you, right, that is a completely different thing. But if someone just like literally creates corn out of your image, that is, I hope they get sued to the ground. Link in bio detected, opinion rejected. My OnlyFans is going to make less money, you're a predator, says the lady nurturing parasitic pseudo relationship with desperate loners for money instead of an actual career. It's coming for your job. You should definitely learn this skill. Like, AI data in general only works with what's been put into the world. Creepy, yes, but welcome to the internet. It's a degenerate cesspit of retards and weirdos. Don't want such things happening? Eliminate your online footprint. Victim blaming. You don't want people to be creeps and essayists? Delete your images. Don't upload images anymore. If you don't upload images, then creeps cannot be creeps. In fact, don't go outside. If you have stalkers, why are you don't walk outside. It's your fault that you have stalkers. You cannot get stalked if you don't walk outside, right? What is happening, man? Like, I really, really, really am starting to lose faith in humanity when common sense is starting to be like the odd way of thinking on the internet. It's starting to really, really, really concern me. I lost faith in humanity a long time ago. I'm still a bit hopeful. In most cases, when it comes to Twitter, the minorities or the verbal, the people who are the most verbal are usually the minority in the real world, right? But I feel like in this case, even if it's the minority, it's still sad that there is even a very verbal, like outspoken people around this issue. I feel like everyone should be on the same page when it comes to this. I really don't understand. This made me so sad in like different types of layers, right? Because I feel like this, if society is healthy, everyone would be on the same page when it comes to this. Everyone would be on the same, everyone would be saying agreed. Maybe they could add something like, I totally agree with you. Like doing something like that without consent is absolutely creepy, disgusting, horrendous. And then they could add, that being said, I still don't like people having OnlyFans or shit like that, right? They can have this opinion if they want to. But to say you have an OnlyFans, so you don't get to decide whether or not someone is creating corn out of your images, that is now being normalized. Like, that is a normalized opinion. We thought the same thing, yeah. Consent no longer seems to be the matter to these predators, and apparently not the tool either. Yeah. Um, This is just one example, right? There are many, many, many examples of this. So it's not one of those cases where I'm focusing on 2 bad comments in a field of good comments. You can find these, just look up, as I did, look up grok and consent, and you will see many, many posts of, come on, many posts. We're gonna switch the scenes. Like currently, like the political landscape is very, 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 you know. Like, let's just leave Twitter. What I just tried to say, you will see, if you just type grok and consent, you will see many women like being like very outspoken, very hurt by this type of new feature. And then in every one of these comments, and I can guarantee you, I can if I'm lying, I should be like hit by lightning tomorrow, right? Under every one of these posts of women saying, hey, I feel like it's kind of disgusting that people are creating images without my consent, you will have people justifying it, trying to normalize it, justifying it, defending it, and victim blaming. It's your fault. Why do you upload thirst traps online? And then you take a look at the image, and it's a normal ass image. It's not even a thirst trap. And even if they upload thirst traps, like it's still not a justification for you to edit the image in a sexual way. And once again, I hope people get sued. I hope this is gonna be turned into a class action lawsuit. I hope that Twitter will get hit first and foremost, because they not only did they know of this issue. If you go to someone posted, just take a look at grok's media tab. You know, every time you upload an image, it's gonna end in your media tab. And when you go into grok's media tab, now I think they removed most images, but when you went into grok's media tab, it was just filled with random ass bikini photos that he created for other people without their consent. So they were aware of it. They still allow it, by the way. It still does it, right? So you can now go to Twitter and ask for bikini photos from Jinyo, even though I do not consent of this. Unless you're an artist. Like, if you're an artist, you can draw Jinyo in a bikini. You can even draw Jinyo nude. It's different when it's just a piece of like art. Like, VTubers are different. I don't give you IRL consent, but for my VTuber, do what you want. art. I mean art. Okay, do what you want in terms of art. What did I just want to say? I forgot. Oh yeah, screw the internet, I think, is what I wanted to say. It's weird. This is why I titled today's stream with "The Internet has become very, very weird," because I don't understand it anymore. I'm starting to feel like people who grew up in the analog days, or people with a functioning brain, with common sense, we're starting to become the minority online, and it's almost like we're being scrutinized for having a normal ass opinion, or something that is supposed to be normal. I don't know, man. I feel like this issue is one of those things that completely broke me, because I feel like this is, at least when it comes to PDF files, right? This is one of those things, like when you go online and you say all PDF files should go to hell, I think you're gonna have like a success rate or like an agreement rate of 99.99%. There's always gonna be someone who disagrees, right? But I think this is one of those situations where all of humanity will just agree, right? And I just thought undressing someone, whether that's digitally or physically, without the consent, is also one of those 99.99% type of opinions, right? That it is just a no-go. But apparently not. Apparently it's people's fault for uploading up images. So my advice to not only women, like young women, old women, doesn't matter your age, especially if you're a minor, please be careful what you share online. If you can, right? I'm well aware that you just want to be part of society like everyone else, and if it's normal in society to upload images on Instagram, Snapchat, whatever, I totally understand. It's hard to just not do it. If all of your friends do it, I'm well aware how society works, okay? But if you want to do yourself a favor, stop posting stuff from yourself online. This is my advice to you. At least until we have some actual consequences and examples. Because if we actually take some Twitter creep and make an example out of him, like actual 10 years in prison, and actually make sure that people understand the severity of their actions, unless that is the case, I would advise you to not post stuff online anymore. Really. Once we have those laws in place and once we have examples, people will get scared. People will get scared of being this openly, like a creep this openly. Just imagine, dude. There's so many people right now who outed themselves as sexual creeps. I don't understand. People are like, well, it's your fault that I created this bikini image with grok of you without you asking for it. Or it's AI. It's not actual your real butt that I created with grok. It's not weird at all, right? It is not weird at all. It is AI, right? It is AI, so it's not your real body. So why are you so mad? It's your fault. You uploaded this image. What kind of like human being thinks that way? What kind of man thinks that way? If you draw a shark, you're weird for that, but whatever. What do you mean? People can draw me as a shark as well. I do not mind. Okay, we went there anyways. I wanted to avoid this issue, but you just gave me basically the perfect pass to jump into that conversation, chumps, by stating your fake birth rate, not birth rate, birthday, birth rate. Yeah. This was the perfect opportunity to talk about it, because just be careful, please. Just be careful what you share online. I mean, it is so weird, because when I was growing up, sorry for doing another Unk story, but when I was growing up, when the internet was not what it used to be, right? The internet was barely functional. It did not really have a lot for you to spend your time on, right? Now you can spend 24 hours on the internet if you want to. You can be on YouTube, you can be on social media. There is a way for you to always occupy yourself with something on the internet, whether that's Crunchyroll, watching anime, watching Netflix, right, online. There's always going to be something for you. That wasn't the case when I was growing up, but even then, this is the important part, even then, our elders told us, be careful what you share online, because the internet never forgets. Whatever you share online will be archived somewhere, on someone's hard drive, on someone's archive, online archive, right? So be careful what you share online. That is something that people told us even though there was no social media, there was no social hubs, there was no way for you to just edit someone else's video or ask Grok to put Jinyo in a micro bikini and shit like that. And like people still instilled in us, or made sure that we understand that we gotta be careful on the internet, even though it seems like this place where everyone is kind of anonymous, right? This is especially true now, where people can actually use your likeness, right? They can They can create an image. They can, you know what? AI is so good at this point that I can take an image of you that I find on Instagram. I can edit it if I want to make you look a bit differently. Maybe I can add bruises to your face, and then I can take the edited images of you with bruises on your face and create a video out of it. Out of the image, I can create a video prompt and basically say, make this person beg for their life, ask their parents, make the person say that they need $20,000, right? They've been kidnapped or whatever, right? I'm not gonna try and like build a scheme here or teach a scheme of how you can extort money or shit like that. I'm just saying that this is all possible within seconds nowadays. So make sure to teach your parents, right? Especially like the younger generation. Make sure to teach your boomer parents what is possible these days. And they should always be very skeptical about things they receive from you. I told my parents, for example, even if they receive a message from me or Lady Jin or other like family members, right, asking for something that sounds weird, right, even if it's actually them, always try to double check. Tell them to call you, tell them to send, like, do a video call, something like that. Don't immediately just assume it's them, because someone could have lost their phone. It's very, very easy to just pretend to be someone else these days. So just be careful out there and don't share too much information about yourself. If you do, if someone actually asks how old you are, because you are maybe in an 18 plus stream, right? Some streams are 18 plus, and you are part of that 18 plus stream, and someone asks you how old you are, don't give them your actual age, okay? Tell them, like, if you're 21, tell them you're 24, okay? As I told you, sometimes I tell stories about my life that retain the message and the advice that I try to give for people, but I basically tweak some truths in order for people to not pinpoint me, or Lady Jin, or some of my friends, or some of my family members. Like, I do some tweaks so people cannot basically connect the dots and be like, he must be there then, or he must be this person then, or his girlfriend must be this person then, or his uncle must be that person then. I've been doing this for 5 years, so I've been telling you that I love the color blue, for example, and the first time that I noticed that I love the color blue was in that place at that time. The message will stay the same, like the message that I like the color blue will stay the same, but I will tweak almost every other, like, factual statements in order to protect myself. Could I ask for advice? Sure, you can always ask for advice. I'm editing a clip short of me burning my house down with a cigarette by mistake in my summer car, and I think that adding my PNG tuber subtitles wouldn't fit because of the humor of short and because of the way the game looks. I have 2 black rectangles to use and no idea what to put in there. My blurred filling looks bad in it. I'm not exactly sure if I understand correctly what your issue is. Let me just say it like this: if the subtitles, like if there's a lot of things going on in the image and the subtitles don't fit visually or makes the image more chaotic, just leave the subtitles out. Just for this short. Doesn't mean you have to leave subtitles out forever, but if the image is already full and there's a lot of shit going on, then having subtitles with a background, with a black background, is that how I'm understanding it properly, might be too much for the image. I have 2 black rectangles to use and no idea what to put in there. Are the rectangles for the subtitles? So you have subtitles with background, or what are the rectangles referring to? I'm a bit confused. Maybe add opacity to the rectangles. Yeah, it is tough. As I said, Krogly, when it comes to these types of things, doing it live on stream is gonna be a bit rough because, well, I'm trying to like run a show here. Maybe one day I'll just add a, I don't know, feedback round for the just chatting streams. It is better to just DM me stuff like this so I can take a look at what you're working on, maybe show me a snippet, and then I can give proper advice here. Right now, this is just like I'm trying to imagine how your like short will look like, and it's not really. The advice that I can give you is not gonna help you a lot because I have no idea how the short will look like. All right. It is 11 p.m. I think we are going to wrap things up for today, and we will hopefully see each other a bit sooner tomorrow. Yeah, if possible. I always lie to myself. I've been lying to myself the last couple of days. I'm really trying to sleep sooner, like actually before 1 a.m. And so far I've been able to do it like twice in the last 3 weeks. So yeah, I would love to just sleep, like get a good amount of sleep so we can see each other a bit sooner tomorrow, and then have like a full schedule. A full schedule of well, just chatting and then reactions and then also gaming. Right now, because I'm starting a bit late, I don't really have enough time to do the full program, so to speak, right? So yeah, tomorrow we're gonna see each other a bit sooner, so we have like a EU friendly time zone, and then like NA early hour start of the stream. We can do it on the weekend, right? My bad, literally forgot to specify, sorry. No, don't worry about it. Do not worry about it. It's not like you could tell, right? You know. Now you know. It's just better to do these things in DMs because that's... I mean, I'm not an expert either, right? I can try to give you objective opinion, or sometimes like subjective opinion as well. But at the end of the day, sometimes it's just better to listen to your gut feeling and not what other people have to say. Because when I'm judging your content, I might be judging it based on my humor, right? And maybe that's not the humor of the target audience you want, right? So always listen a bit to your gut feeling. You also studied design, right, Krogly? Or are in the midst of it, so you know the rules of design. You know I don't know how to call it in English, but you basically know what people are focusing on, right? When they look at an image or when they watch videos. So you pretty much have the same basis of knowledge objectively. The subjective criticism. I'm so bad with words today. It's the new year. Have a peaceful night. I formulated my question wrongly. Okay, that's fine. My attention span is crazy. Crazy good or crazy bad? I wandered off to nowhere. I do that as well. And the bad part is that I usually do it when I'm reading stuff. I'm reading a paragraph. Sometimes I have to read a paragraph 12 times. I kid you not. Because I start reading and then my brain goes to a time like when I was like basically like in a different country, visualizing myself on the beach, bathing in the sun, and then my brain snaps back and I'm like, oh shit, gotta restart the paragraph. And I start reading again and it starts happening again. You know, that's the... Exactly, you might be suffering from ADHD as well. I'm sorry for always bringing up ADHD, but that is just one of those things. It's either you have fantastic imagination or ADHD. The same happens when I'm reading a book that I already watched a movie from. So when I watch the book version of a movie that I already watched, my brain basically, like, as soon as a scene is described, my brain basically goes to the movie version. And I start watching the movie in my brain. And then I snap back and I'm like, shit, now I gotta reread the paragraph. The steam was on, just pause and boom, what, half an hour went by. That's cool. I think that is a very cool power to have, to be totally honest with you. It makes reading stuff, especially more tedious stuff, a bit harder, but it is a superpower when it comes to like creative juices. If you work in a creative field and you are working on, let's say, a new ad for, I don't know, a weekend party, or a new backpack that the company is selling, or another type of product, and you're listening to a song and then your brain just goes wild. That is actually a superpower to have, because it really flows into your work. Where it's really bad is when you need to focus on the actual words. Like when you're reading something like a scientific paper, and it is very important for you to understand the context of everything, and also the context of each sentence and paragraph. That is where your ADHD brain, your fantasies, you drifting away, that is when it becomes very, very bad. Because just a second later, when someone asks you what you just read, you usually cannot really repeat it, right? You usually cannot explain the context of what you just read, because your brain was on vacation. Alright, let's wrap things up. Thank you everyone for watching today. Thank you everyone for stepping in and stopping by. Stepping in and stopping by. Sorry for having troubles finding words lately. It is usually when my brain starts to shut off slowly. It is 11 p.m. I will try my best to get a good amount of sleep so we can see each other tomorrow with full energy, fully recharged battery, and a full program of many topics that we can still talk about on Twitter. And oh yeah, there's another big topic that we haven't talked about, like Neurosummer basically reaching the most subscribed channel with her subathon, and that also created all kinds of shit online. So we can talk about that tomorrow, and also play a game. I have a couple of games that we can choose from. We're gonna decide collectively what it's going to be. I can like read books kind of fast. I don't know, just look at the first, middle, and last, somewhat figure it out with the flow of the sentence. You can do that especially in school. Sometimes you know exactly what the teacher will ask, or what kind of teacher, like what the teacher wants to hear. So sometimes it is actually, you can basically cheat the system by reading the first paragraph and then raising your hand and just say some stupid stuff. Sometimes I just did that. It is usually just, I don't want to reveal all the tricks of the students to the teachers who might be watching this in the future, right? But sometimes students make you believe that they pay attention, but they are actually not, right? They're raising their hands. What the hell is that in the background? They're raising their hands, right? Ask a dumbass question that they already know the answer from, but they just want to signal to you, the teacher, that they're actually paying attention, and that is a topic that really, really, really interests them when it really isn't. It also puts them in a safe zone when, let me just give you one example, okay? One quick example and then I go offline. Teacher says, read this paragraph, or read page 36 of our new topic, whatever, right? Then usually what happens is that it gets quiet for like 5 minutes because the teacher allows the students to read the page 36, right? So he goes, everyone read, and then it goes quiet. What usually happens afterwards, after the 5 minutes, the teacher will pick someone to explain what they just read, or they will ask a specific question and then just pick someone, right? You can get saved from that by asking a question while everyone is still reading. So the teacher says, read page 36. Everything gets quiet. Everyone starts reading. You just find something in that paragraph that you're reading, and you raise your hands. Teacher goes, yes. And then you repeat the sentence, and it goes, in this paragraph, when they talk about One Piece being a cool anime, do they mean One Piece, the Japanese anime made by Ichiro Oda? The one that broke all of the records? And then teacher goes, yes. Oh, so, and then you follow up with some dumb statement. And then teacher goes, yes, exactly right. And then you go back to reading. In the teacher's mind, now you're like super interested in the topic and you are attentive, right? So when everyone is done reading after 5 minutes and the teacher asks a specific question, like, so, what would you say about One Piece? Like, what would you say is the One Piece after reading page 36? And nobody knows the answer. Usually they don't raise their hands when nobody knows the answer, right? And if nobody knows the answer and nobody's raising their hands, what usually happens is that the teacher just picks someone. I don't know why they do it, but it just tends to happen that the teacher just picks a random person that is not raising their hand. You will be safe. You know why? Because you showed interest and you already basically said something. So what's the point in picking the person who was already interested in the story? This is just one of many, many tricks that I can teach you. Thank you so much for watching. If you are still in school and you have a teacher who randomly picks people like that, please try my trick and see if it worked, okay? I can almost guarantee it. Not 100% anymore, but I would give a solid 80% success rate to this strategy. That you will not be the one randomly picked if no one raises their hands, if you already asked a question before and showed that you show interest in the topic and that you're attentive. Okay? With that and many more school cheating systems tomorrow at probably 5 p.m. I will aim for 5 p.m. Maybe I'll be able to do it before. Maybe it will be a bit later. Who knows? But there's definitely going to be a stream tomorrow. Please take care of yourself, especially after today. Don't share stuff of yourself online. And if you do, maybe do it with a watermark or something like that. So you know if someone like posted it. Maybe there could be a system where you can basically tag your images with something like invisible so that you know even if it was reproduced a million times, right? That you know exactly where it came from. So you have an easier time suing the people. Alrighty, take care. We see each other tomorrow and have a good night and good morning and good afternoon. Auf Wiedersehen. See you on Sunday.